Buenos todos y buenos días. Good morning and welcome everyone. Welcome to a community that's dedicated to providing spiritual tools for living a happy and full life. My name is Karina Shear, and I'm the spiritual director and founding minister here at the Center for Spiritual Living Puerto Vallarta. If you would like to join us for the live Zoom meeting, please contact me for the link and the password. Today is Sunday, October 17th, 2021, and we are continuing with our annual theme, which is Timeless Wisdom, Evolutionary Vision. And our topic for this month is Going Further Together. The topic for today is We is Greater Than Me, Going Further Together. And each week we open up with a spiritual practice called Affirmative Prayer, also known as Spiritual Mind Treatment. And this is a powerful tool and a practical tool that helps to shift our consciousness so that we are open and available to accept all the good that is already present in our life. It aligns our thoughts with all good. So let's move into today's service with intention, as we do each week, with a reading from the Creative Thought magazine. And today I'll be reading from October 14, 2014. And as you probably already recall, spiritual mind treatment is always done in the first person. So I invite you to close your eyes and take these words as your own, if you so choose. I am infused and enjoyed with the one perfect presence, God. It is everywhere, all-knowing, all-loving, and I am part of its presence. It spills from within my very being into every nook and cranny of my thoughts. As I adjust to this expanded, indwelling presence, it exudes from me in the form of confidence and love. I'm allowing more confidence, more harmony, and more creativity to run through and from my being. Any thought of disruption or disharmony is instantly recognized and dispelled. It has no use or power in my experience as my livingness. Prosperity abounds in my expanded awareness and consciousness. As I enter into this new moment, I do so with joy and anticipation in my heart. I balloon with love for all mankind. This flows from me and reaches even those deemed hard to reach or without hope. There is not a place where the feeling of love and hope cannot reach. It is inevitable that everyone receive this bounty, this cornucopia of love. It is inescapable. I know this to be so as much as I know my own heart. I am grateful and know that I am blessed with this assurance. I let this go, and so it is. And that was submitted by Reverend Jackie Edlinson from Arroyo Grande, California. So as we do also each week, join me in saying our purpose, vision, and mission together. Our purpose is to awaken and celebrate diversity and to love and serve our community. We do this by means of our vision, which is to educate and support each other so we can create the life we desire that works for us right now. And we do this by means of our mission, which is to provide spiritual tools for personal growth and transformation. And as I have said earlier, it says that I am not sharing, so I'm not sure if you can see these slides or not. But I want to let you know that everyone is welcome, that we are a spiritual center that honors all paths, all religions, and all backgrounds. So know that you, each and every one of you, is welcome here. Here we teach a philosophy called the science of mind, and it's a teaching based on new thought and ancient wisdom. And we offer spiritual tools and principles to promote personal growth. For an example, we've experienced one this morning with our opening spiritual mind treatment. And as I've said, we honor diversity in all aspects so that we can see and appreciate the great oneness that already exists everywhere and within everyone. When Dr. Ernest Holmes founded this teaching in the 1920s, he had studied both Eastern and Western spiritual texts to create the science of mind. And when asked to provide a concise definition of our teaching, he replied that it's a correlation of laws of science, opinions of philosophy, and revelations of religion applied to human needs and aspirations. Each week, we offer a service with an inspirational message. And in the past, we have done this in a downtown Puerto Vallarta restaurant, but we are still required to wear masks at all times while outside the home. And with the bridge being damaged by the floods caused by the previous hurricane, the bridge is wiped out into Old Town, so the buses are not able to get there. So we are still trying to find a new location, and we'll update you as soon as possible so that we can meet in person. In the meantime, I will continue to welcome you into my home via Zoom. Mi casa is su casa. So if you have any questions or comments, you can post them wherever it is you are watching this, or send me a direct email, and I'll be sure to respond. This week, our evolutionary vision from the Centers for Spiritual Living Global Vision is this. We see a world in which each and every person lives in alignment with his or her highest spiritual principle, emphasizing unity with God and connection with each other. A world in which individually and collectively, we are called to a higher state of consciousness and action. And our timeless wisdom from our science of mind principles, core concepts, and values for this week is this. We believe in the incarnation of the Spirit in everyone, and that all people are incarnations of the one Spirit. We believe in the unity of all life, and that the highest God and the innermost God is one God. An African proverb reminds us that alone we can go faster, together we can go further. And as we near the end of our journey, we keep in mind the community that has brought us here. Together as Centers for Spiritual Living, we work in harmony with one another, with other faiths and other people, to envision a continually expanding world. We dig into these truths for the final push up the climb. Ubuntu is a part of the Zulu life philosophy, and it means I am because we are, or humanity towards others. In community, we embody a gestalt or configuration of consciousness, a whole that is greater than the mere sum of its parts. And each individual is uplifted because of the support of the group. Ubuntu is said to include values such as respect, dignity, acceptance, sharing, co-responsibility, social justice, fairness, passion, joy, and love. Archbishop Desmond Tutu explained Ubuntu as the essence of being human. Ubuntu speaks particularly about the fact that you can't exist as a human being in isolation. It speaks about our interconnectedness. And you can't be human all by yourself. And when you have this quality, Ubuntu, you are known for your generosity. During this current pandemic, we have felt isolation and disconnection. And it is even more important that we connect with our communities right now in order to reconnect and be a part of the greater whole. So how can we do this? By being compassionate. At least that's a good start. Active compassion is the practice of joining personal responsibility with social consciousness for the good of all. Forgiveness is a way to practice compassion. Releasing hurts and judgments allows us to see the universal spirit in everyone. Learning about and fully embracing people from many cultures and walks of life helps us to be better spiritual and global community. Engaging our spiritual practices of listening, oneness, forgiveness, surrender, faith, and trust all lend themselves to going further together in community. Deep spiritual practice will help develop greater open communication, honesty, sincerity, and integrity, individually and communally. In The Science of Mind, Ernest Holmes wrote this: one of the first things to do is to love everybody. If you have not done this, begin to do so at once. So as we go through life, we naturally grow and develop, whether individually or collectively as a community. When we engage our spiritual practices, we evolve and expand in consciousness. The individual is focused on their own personal development. Yet when individuals come in community, the engagement takes on a different focus of collaboration and shared goals. The individual then needs to bring to the group oneness and compromise to ensure that everyone's voice and interests are included. Working together in camaraderie brings love, shared accountability, and participation. Therefore, as we go further together, we simultaneously grow together. And in his book, Practicing the Presence, Joel Goldsmith wrote this: our neighbor as that which is in and of God, then we are loving our neighbor, whether that neighbor appears as a friend, relative, enemy, animal, flower, or stone. Here in Puerto Vallarta, we have such a diverse community comprising of people from many countries and cultures. Recently, we celebrated the Canadian Thanksgiving, and next month will be the American Thanksgiving, an opportunity for many to gather in community and give thanks for all the blessings we have received and will continue to receive. On November 1st and 2nd, we will also be celebrating Dia de los Muertos, a celebration of our loved ones that have gone on before us. November 1st is celebrating the children. November 2nd is celebrating the adults. And it's a time to gather together to remember and honor the deceased with flowers, their favorite foods, and sometimes drinks, visiting family members, prayers, and sharing stories. The food and flowers are said to attract the spirits to commune with their relatives. Do you see how much value is placed on community? In Living the Science in Mind, Holmes wrote this: if we do not merge with others in cooperation, in unity, and in happiness, we may be certain that there is something in us that still feels it has been rebuffed. One plus one equals three, the triune nature of God. In mathematics, 1 plus 1 equals 2. However, in spiritual terms, God in action is a plus. In life as human and divine, some things are not linear as they are on the human plane. The non-linearity of the divine allows for infinite possibility and beyond what we may think. This is what happens in prayer and spiritual mind treatments. We name and claim the divine truth in partnership with law that brings our good from the invisible to the visible. Therefore, me plus you, the we in God. In the seat of the soul, Gary Zukav wrote this: when you release the wants of your personality in order to accommodate and encourage another's growth, you attune yourself to that person's soul. A farmer who was known for growing award-winning corn entered his corn in the state fair every year, and he consistently won a blue ribbon. One year, a newspaper reporter interviewed him and discovered that the farmer had shared his seed for the corn with his neighbors. How can you afford to share your best seed with your neighbors when they are entering the corn in competition with yours each year? The reporter asked. Well, said the farmer, the wind picks up the pollen from the ripening corn and swirls it from field to field. If my neighbors grow inferior corn, cross-pollination will steadily degrade the quality of my corn. If I am to grow good corn, I must help my neighbors grow good corn as well. The farmer understood that the connectedness of life is there in that sharing. His corn cannot improve unless his neighbor's corn also improves. A team, a tribe, is more than one. As we build each other's gifts and strengths, we excel. For example, more ideas, creativity, diversity, more and more and more. A jigsaw puzzle requires multiple pieces to make a whole picture, and each piece is in service to the whole. Each piece by itself is just a fraction of the possibilities available. The whole is greater than the sum of its parts. As we each do our own spiritual work and bring our whole selves to the group, we are stronger, richer, and more diverse. As a collective, our treasures are boundless. In his book, In the Flow of Life, Eric Butterworth wrote this: in the flow of love, you will tend to see and respond to the divinity in all persons. So the stronger the me, the stronger the we. The more we appreciate the uniqueness of everyone in our community, the more we grow and expand in our unified richness. Each patch on a quilt is beautiful on its own, yet the entire quilt is a magnificent reflection of the collective patchwork. The forest is held together by a shared root ecosystem of the individual trees, and all benefit as each is a reflection of the whole, each one bringing their own unique signature and making the collective picture more bright, colorful, and glorious. As we go and grow together, we flourish. Thich Nhat Hanh said this: deep listening is the kind of listening that can help relieve the suffering of the other person. You can call it compassionate listening. And that brings us to our affirmation today. As we go and grow further together, the world brightens. So now is our time for mindful giving and financial support of our spiritual home. And we rely on your support to continue our center here in Puerto Vallarta, so that we can continue offering this powerful teaching of the science of mind. And we bless the financial gifts that you give today. Every donation is appreciated, no matter the amount. And donations can be made through our website using PayPal. And I'll just put that up on the screen for us. So our website is www.cslpv.org. And once you land on the landing page, there will be a PayPal button. When you click on that, you can choose whichever payment or form of payment that you use through PayPal to send your donations to us. If you would like to use a paper check, then you can do so by addressing it to CSLPV number 403, 2125 Birch Road, Kelowna, BC, B1Y8M1. And if you would like to join us with our Offertory Affirmations, I know that my giving blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I give and receive. I do give eternal thanks for the abundance that is mine to share. So if you would like to have one-on-one connection for spiritual mind treatment to assist you with change or whatever you are experiencing in life, please connect with me so that we can set up an appointment. And if you would like to commit to being a member of CSL Puerto Vallarta for this current year or for the upcoming year, please contact us for the current forms. We are also looking for new members of our Board of Trustees. So please contact us if you are interested in this as well. And I'd also like to remind you to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and our Facebook page. If you're interested in learning more about the science of mind teaching, we are now offering the Foundations course in Puerto Vallarta, which will be held online via Zoom. Please connect with me to find out about the details. And let's continue with practicing peace. We can each be a force for peace and nonviolence. Our words and our actions can create ripples of peace all around us and beyond. And peaceful living includes acting with compassion, kindness, and consideration. And it also includes standing up against injustice. May peace and love be with you. Thank you for coming and sharing this time together. Peace and blessings. Namaste.